Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you how to clean a Gameboy DMG or Play It Loud, which is practically the same model, it's just got a colored shell. So what you're going to need is alcohol, Q-tips, I have a few, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, something to clean your gaming cartridge with. Doesn't have to be this, but I have this, and a Phillips head screwdriver, which is pretty easy for you to get, and a tri-wing screwdriver, which you can't really get this in any stores. You have to get this on like online, eBay or something. I bought mine off of Amazon and it came to me within a week. So we'll get this started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to unscrew the 6 screws that are inside your game. So you're going to want to take off your battery cover, and if you have any batteries inside of your system, make sure you take them out. And I will do that right now. Okay. So the 6 screws you want to remove, oh, hold on, are the 2 up here, 2 in the middle, and the 2 in the battery cover. And you're going to want to remove those with a tri-wing screwdriver like I had went over before. Once you get the 6 screws out, it should kind of look like this, where it's a little loose here. Be careful, and you want to lift up, and you can see that there is a ribbon cable in there. And you want to detach the ribbon cable from the bottom and the top half. And there you have both halves of your Gameboy DMG. Now, there are 4 screws in the back half, and there are 10 screws in the top half, which make that this is a total of 20 screws that you have to remove out of Game Boy. So next you want to get rid of the 4 screws, which would be here, here, and 2 down here. And you can remove the bottom half from there. Once you have removed the screws, you can just gently take out the bottom half. Make note that your on and off switch is on top here. You can put that in your pile of cleaning, and gently take out the bottom PCB. So there's the bottom half. Now if you want to take off the battery terminals, all you gotta use is a screwdriver and push down on the tab. And it'll take some doing, but you could easily just take off the battery terminals by pushing on the bottom tabs, which are shown in the divots here, if you need to. This one doesn't need it, but just to give you an example. But there's the bottom half, and then there's the back of it with everything in it. Now if you want to, you could put an air duster in here or whatever. When I put this back together, I'm going to use the cleaning kit to clean the cartridge slot. But if you also want to clean these battery ports that are soldered into the system, you can do that as well. You also know that your headphone jack, your AC adapter, your power switch, your external port, and I believe this is the contrast, if I'm correct. No, this is the volume. My bad. So this is the volume slider. So just take note of all those. Make sure to be careful with getting water around this because you'll screw it up. But there is the bottom half of this. Next, what you're going to want to do is take off the top half of the motherboard. There are 10 screws to this. There are 2 here by the ribbon cable, 2 here, 4 here, and 2 down here. Once you get all the screws out, gently and easily pry the motherboard off of the plastic. There we go. So there's the other parts of the front half, which would be the buttons. And here's the front of the motherboard with the speaker still attached. If you want to, you can clean the screen. This one is dirty. Don't know if you can tell. It is dirty, so I will give this a little bit of a cleanup. So next thing you want to do with your front motherboard is you want to take off the buttons which you can see they are dirty and disgusting, and little hairs in there. Yep. Just kind of goes to show why you should clean these, because after almost 30 years of some of them not even being cleaned, they get quite disgusting. Even this one. That's really disgusting. Now what you can do from here, if you bought a new screen for this, make sure you buy the right screen for these, because the Play It Louds have a darker screen protector than the DMGs, which are a lighter gray. These are like a dark gray black. So make sure you buy the right color for your screen. And you can remove it and clean it, or you could just get a new one. I didn't buy any new screens yet, but there, that kind of shows you the grime that gets up in these Game Boys here. Ew, that's disgusting, that A button. Oh, Jesus. That's just, yummy. But what you can do from here is you can start deep cleaning this stuff with soap and water. So next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to soak all your plastic parts, not any including that have wires or anything, and you're going to want to make sure they're in hot, soapy water, like really hot, to the point that your skin really can't handle it. And you just want to put the items in there. I have a smaller thing here for my buttons, and then I have a bigger one here for the plastic pieces. So what I'm going to do is I usually let these soak in here for about 10-15 minutes. And then what I use is I use a new toothbrush, not a used old one from someone in your family or whatever. I use a new toothbrush that I haven't used, and I only use it for my Game Boys. And if you're wondering what soap I used, for any of you that are really curious, I use Dawn dish soap. It doesn't matter if it's got a scent or whatever, but I use Dawn dish soap because that shit really cleans anything up. And I just let it sit in there for about 10-15 minutes. And then once all the dirt and grime and the soap have gotten into each other, it'll be easier to clean all the crevices that the Game Boy holds on it, and clean it with a toothbrush. Once you're all done soaking and washing and drying it, you can let this sit and dry for a few hours. So just know this is a time-consuming part. You gotta make sure everything is dry before you reassemble your system. What you're gonna wanna do once all of this is dry, like completely dry, I spot cleaned it with some Q-tips and alcohol for spots that my toothbrush may have missed. But once it's all dry, you can reassemble everything the way it was. So just put your D-pad back and your A and B buttons, which this isn't like your future Game Boys where they have specific places that the buttons go. They just go where you feel they should go. Whoops. And then next, you will put on your front motherboard and place it in, and it should fit in like so. And then you want to put all 10 of your screws back into the holes that they should go into, which are marked by white circles around them. So I'll see you back in a minute whenever the screws are back in. So what you're going to want to do next, once you get this all situated, is you're going to want to put your bottom half back on. So and make sure that you put in your power button in. Once your power button is all situated in there and clicking like it should, put in your 4 screws, which I already have. You want to focus? There we go. So those 2 down there. And then next, you're going to want to put your ribbon cable back together. So once your ribbon cable is all situated back in there like it should be, close it down, and you want to proceed putting your tri-wing screws back into their places. Okay, so once you get all of your screws back in and your batteries back in, you may think you're done there, but I'm not. I'm going to be cleaning inside of there because it is probably dirty with a universal cleaning kit. Cleans all sorts of old game systems. Can clean all of these listed here. I even tried some of the Game Boy for the Game Boy Pocket and Game Boy and Game Gear. I tried it on the Game Boy Color and Advance, and it worked in everything. So if you ever get this kit, it will work for those systems. And then what you're also going to want to do is use a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and get all the scuffs that are on your system if you can. But just make sure you don't put it over like the logo or any of the Start Select AB button letters, because it'll take that off. Once that's all said and done, you have completely cleaned a Nintendo Game Boy. Hope you all enjoyed. See ya!